Live from the Norman P. Murray Community Center in beautiful Mission Viejo, it's Breakfast with Gary and Kelly, featuring jazz trumpeter extraordinaire, Rick Braun.
Welcome to Breakfast with Gary and Kelly, everybody. We're really glad you're here. It's a very exciting morning today.
It is very exciting.
Again, I can't believe it. By the way, I think the show is now being referred to as, what are you doing stepping on my foot?
Sorry, you're in my way.
Sorry. I pay how much for cable and we're watching this? No, I don't know. It's
what?
No, not really. That's not at all what I meant. We've had some great folks. This is a guy that
oh yeah.
He's been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's been around for a long time.
Well, you can tell by the size of the audience.
Exactly right.
On how popular this man is.
Exactly right. This is when you think of
because
artists in contemporary jazz.
Exactly.
This is really one of the guys that you think of. What?
And he sings.
Well, that's exactly right. We're going to find that out today because this is his latest CD. And he is here, and he's going to come out and spend the next hour with us right now. Please give it up for Rick Braun.
Yay! Wow, look at that jacket! Woo! You look beautiful!
Oh, she blew the Hollywood coat.
I tried to do it.
Nice.
Look at this. Wow,
Nice.
very nice.
Yeah, well, who dresses up like this? It's only in the morning.
Saturday morning. I know, exactly. Exactly.
So you're going to play something for us?
I am.
Okay.
Play and sing.
Oh,
Some songs,
goody.
Yeah, from the brand new CD, and I'm very excited.
All right.
Knock it off for us.
Right here.
Just like that.
That's right, right like that.
life to be free and explore the unknown. Like the heartaches when you learn you must face them alone. Please remember, I still want you, and in case you wonder why, well, just wake up, kiss the good life goodbye. Kiss it goodbye. Kiss the good life goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Kiss the good life goodbye. Kiss the good life goodbye.
For the next hour, stick around. We're going to take a break. We'll come right back. Stick around. Breakfast with Gary and Kelly with Rick Braun. We are back here on Breakfast with Gary and Kelly with our very special guest, Rick Braun. Thanks for making the long drive down from all the way up there, the other side of the iron.
Can I ask a question first?
You may ask a question.
That song that you just played,
Right.
What's the title of that song?
That's called The Good Life, and it
Okay.
was made famous by Tony Bennett.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was a tough song for me to do because, you know, all of the songs on the record are beautiful melodies. They have beautiful
Right.
melodies. They're very complex, and this one in particular, having been done by Tony Bennett,
Right.
it was like climbing Mount Everest.
Are you married?
I am.
Do you sing that song? And I mean, do you sing any of these? Because you singing in the trumpet thing, I was thinking, man, if your wife, you do that to your wife on Valentine's Day, woo, baby, I'm serious. I'm like, come on, ladies, were you just kind of getting a little hot over there?
You're making me feel really good here. I love
No,
it.
I'm just saying, going back from the trumpet to the singing to the trumpet to the singing, holy moly.
So I do. I sing these
You
songs
sing
for
to her?
I do. I walk
I
in
hope
and I
so.
start singing them to her.
And does she just like-
She'll smile and she'll go, "That's really beautiful, honey. Now take out the garbage." I find what turns my wife on most
The garbage.
is me doing the dishes.
course.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? I can
Well, she's
sing.
a service-oriented.
Service-oriented.
There's
Nice.
five,
That's
no,
nice.
there's 5 signs of love. I mean, some people like affection, some people like words, some people like doing stuff for each other.
I mean,
Read the book.
She's a romantic in the sense that if I do things for her and help her take care of the kids, do this kind of stuff, that kind of gets her more than if I stood there and sang every song on the record. Because if I left my trousers laying all over the house,
Yeah,
that
that's true.
just negates
Okay.
all of that stuff.
Pick up my pants.
Fellas, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Exactly.
Don't let me hang in here,
And
guys.
once you know those things, that's the key, right? You gotta find those
Okay.
things out, man, and then
Right.
work
You
with
do,
them.
you do.
Talk about what did it feel like, the decision to make this? I mean, was it terrifying? Was it something you'd wanted to do for a long time?
You know, I'm kind of a take a chance sort of a person,
Yeah.
and I've done that my whole life. And So there was a lot of risk involved in this. It's so different than everything I've ever done before.
No doubt.
And for me, it was a challenge. It was a humbling experience. It was an opportunity for me to get to reacquaint myself with so many of these songs that I listened to when I was a kid. My mom used to walk around the house singing Sinatra and Tony Bennett and Perry Como and Mel Torme and Sammy, you know what I mean? She was one of these people that knew the bridge and the verse and the chorus lyrically to every song. So I grew up with this music. So as much as it was challenging, it was also coming home. And for me, it was kind of like these are songs that I knew as a child. So the most interesting thing for me was I performed this record live with a 50-piece orchestra before it was released.
Wow.
So I had to travel to the Berks Jazz Festival in Pennsylvania, and we rehearsed with a full orchestra. And I had to perform all of these songs. And when a record is new, you really don't know the music that well. You know it in the studio, so I had to go out in front, and I thought this was going to be the most terrifying experience.
Was there a recording of that concert?
There is a recording.
Okay.
It was actually broadcast. And the beauty of it was, okay, it's the first time you're performing the songs ever.
Oh, man.
It's first time with a 50-piece, and it's going to be recorded live.
Oh, you're not nervous.
So there was no pressure at all.
No pressure. Not at all.
But there's so much comfort that I find in these songs that I didn't know how I would do. And I got up in front of the orchestra, and the music started, and I felt like I was absolutely just at home in my living room, singing for my daughter, or you know, and it's always a fun experience for me to perform.
That's got to be an amazingly powerful feeling to stand up with 50 pieces behind you.
It is, and my goal is to do that with orchestras all around the country. I'm traveling.
That's a real low budget tour, ain't it?
Yeah.
Man. Oh my
It's a
God.
big bus.
Well, no. You don't take the orchestra. See, there are so many communities that have great orchestras.
Yeah.
And
Well,
for
right
instance,
here in Orange County.
So when can I come back and perform live with the orchestra? How can we-
We'll work on it.
Yeah.
How about that? We'll call them up. Isn't it
That
the
would be
Pacific
amazing.
Symphony that's here in Orange County? And I believe they play at the Segerstrom Center for the Arts.
Yeah, that's a great hall.
That would be wonderful.
Have you had a chance to do it beyond that one time?
I have. I've done it with a jazz quartet, with a quartet, and then with a string quartet in New York City. And then I've done it again with a string quartet up at Vitello's. And it was reviewed by Don Heckman and got very, very nice reviews.
Have you heard of that instrument called the beams?
Kelly.
What is?
Don't
Kelly became
laugh.
a rock star on her last show, and she's. Oh.
I can play the beams for you
The beams?
if you'd like me to tour.
The balance and the uneven parallel bars?
It's not dissimilar to that,
No,
actually.
it's an instrument.
Are they high beams or low beams?
Right, exactly. Depends how cold the room is.
You can play any instrument on this thing.
You are so bad.
I'm trying to go past all that and keep going.
Yeah,
You
right.
see?
He's not going to let you go.
I'm
know.
going to keep going. It's an instrument that plays little different things, and it's just like little laser beams.
I've seen that.
You
It's
seen
light.
that?
It's light to sound. It does converts light to
And
sound.
you can do strings.
Kelly wants to sit in,
Right,
basically.
right,
She
right.
did it on her last show with Chiquiso. and so now
Are the
she's-
beams in tune or are they out of tune?
They're all in tune. Sound
well,
really
She
good.
has her charts with her, too, so this is going to work out just great. Listen, talk about your... I don't know anything about your family when you were a kid. Was it a musical group? I mean, you said your mom sang...
Well, it was.
I mean, no, but you know what I'm saying. No, I don't
It's
mean
like
did
the
you come
Partridge
from...
Family,
Yeah,
pretty
right,
much,
exactly,
just in
with
a
the bus. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, did they...
It was a pretty interesting situation. I'm one of 6 kids, and we grew up in Allentown, Pennsylvania. My father worked in the steel mill.
Wow.
In Bethlehem Steel.
That's a real job.
You know, and then at night he would sell insurance. You know, and we lived in a row home in downtown. And my mother was a self-taught musician. She could play piano and banjo, and she smoked. So she had this very beautiful smoky voice. And like I said, it was very, it had all of that stuff in it, you know.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
And it was such a pleasure to listen to her. But my father, on the other hand, whenever he tried to put us to bed and he wanted to sing, we used to pretend to be asleep so that he would stop.
Nice!
Because he not only couldn't sing, but the only song he knew was the Notre Dame fight song, and he didn't even like Notre Dame.
That's relaxing.
I didn't know there was words to that.
Which probably
a fine marching song to put you to sleep.
probably explains my totally split personality. How you doing? Not so good. Pretty good. I'm fine.
That's funny.
How funny.
That's really funny.
So
when did your musical bet appear? I mean,
did
for you
the-
to end up at Eastman, I mean, you had to know pretty early.
Well,
I think.
my second oldest brother was a trumpet player, and I found I found his trumpet. He had gone on, and I think was already out of the house and married when I was a little guy. But he had left his trumpet in a closet, so I found it, and I guess I became a closet trumpet player. Ooh. And then in third grade, when they offered us the opportunity to come out of the closet, I welcomed it, and I started to practice diligently from 8 years old on, and I had a very wonderful teacher who was also the band director at the time, and back then they had a very active music program. And he was so advanced that when he taught me music theory, I could write music like choral harmonies, and I learned how to write a fugue for an orchestra by the time I graduated from high school.
Wow.
So when was your actual first paying gig?
It was with the New Park Conservatory Accordion Band.
Sweet.
Oh, accordion.
You've heard of it!
Oh my God.
Our big show.
I want to see that album cover photo, baby.
This was 3 trumpets pitted against 25 accordions.
Lordy me.
Boy, that's a fair fight if I ever heard one.
And we won!
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think I was still in elementary school, but I remember.
How much did you get paid?
I think I got paid a whopping $20 for maybe 10 rehearsals and 1 show.
Oh, God. Well, you know the really good news is that Kelly doesn't play the accordion, so we got
But
that
you
going
can
for
on the
us.
beam.
Yeah, exactly right. Rick Braun is our guest. We're going to take a quick break and come back and get a couple more tunes out of him. Stick around here on Breakfast with Gary and Kelly. We are back here on Breakfast with Gary and Kelly with our guest Rick Braun. Vanna here is holding up the new CD, Sings
and I
with
want to
Strings.
say, you look awfully handsome here.
All the airbrushing available to me
Wow.
was used in that.
And it looks so Rico Suave.
Well, you know,
Very
and
nice. Very
I
nice.
have those pants on today.
Oh,
Nice.
Very nice.
My lucky,
All right.
my lucky trousers.
Your
I
lucky
have.
trousers.
By the way, we are really honored to have Max Bennett here with
Yes.
us in our audience today. This is one of the real legends in this business. It's a pleasure to have you here, Max, and Rick, a pleasure to have you
you can
perform
sit.
for us, man.
Thank
Let's
you, thank
hear a
you.
couple, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Rick Braun, everybody.
This is a song that was written by Sammy Kahn and Julie Stein, and it's a very beautiful. I'm not going to tell you the title. See if you can figure it out.
Time after time, I tell myself that I'm so lucky to be loving you. So lucky to be the one you run to see in the evening when the day is through. I only know what I know. The passing years will show. You've kept my love so young and new. And time after time, you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. what I know. The passing years will show. You've kept my love so young and new. And time after time, you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. Thank you. That was, of course, Time After Time, and not the Cyndi Lauper version. You probably figured that out right away. You know, one of the joys of this record is, for me anyway, as I got to rediscover some songs, like I said, that I knew when I was a kid. Now, I heard this song performed by Michel Legrand, who also wrote the song along with Jack Reardon, when I was about 12 years old, and in Philadelphia at the Robin Hood Dell by the Philadelphia Orchestra, with Michel Legrand as the guest artist. And it's a very, very beautiful song. It was originally a waltz, so the phrasing is a little bit different, but it's one of the most romantic songs that I've ever heard. And it's called Once Upon a Summertime. Once upon a summertime, if you recall, we stopped beside a little flower stall. A bunch of bright forget-me-nots was all you'd let me buy you. Upon a summertime, just like today, we laughed the happy afternoon away and stole a kiss at every street cafe. Sweeter than the blossoms on the tree. I was as proud as any guy could be, as if the mayor had offered me the keys to Paris. Now another winter time has come and gone. The pigeons feeding in the square have flown, but I remember when the vespers chimed, you loved me once upon a summertime. Upon a summertime just like today, we laughed the happy afternoon away and stole a kiss at every street cafe. You were sweeter than the blossoms on the tree. I was as proud as any guy could be, as if the mayor had offered me the keys to Paris. Now, another winter time has come and gone. The pigeons feeding in the square have flown, but I remember when the vespers chime. You loved me once upon a summertime.
Goodness. Rick Braun, everybody. How about that? Not too shabby. We're going to take another break, come back and chat with a little bit more with Rick Braun. Stick around.
Yeah, don't go away.
With Gary and Kelly.
Don't go away.
Nice. We are back on Breakfast with Gary and Kelly here with Rick Braun, and apparently Kelly has now worked out a deal where she's getting a commission on sales
really
of
like
the new CD.
I love it.
I know, see, exactly.
Because you know what it is? It's like, it's taking you back into time, but then I want to know, you were a trumpeter for a long time, right? When did you start singing?
Well, I've been singing my whole life, and actually the first big tour that I got when I moved from Rochester, New York, where I was going to school, to Los Angeles, the first big tour was as a background singer.
Okay.
With it's a big Greek artist named Demis Roussos, and I went to Australia and toured with him. And then subsequently, you know, I got other tours. When I was in Sade's band, I sang background vocals.
But when did you come out into the light?
Well, right here.
This is it? Really? You've been hiding that voice all this time?
Well, I look at it this way. I'm not unlike so many other 56-year-olds who are starting a new career.
Oh, man. You've been
right.
be
There
the
are.
voice?
I didn't think of that. There are a lot of those out there, aren't there?
Wow.
So it's funny.
You should have done this a long time ago.
Well, you've done some.
I'm
Tell
just saying.
them about the REO Speedwagon stuff.
REO
this is-
Speedwagon?
Yeah.
Well, that was mostly as a writer. You know, I've had such a patchwork career. I mean, I basically have done whatever it has taken, but
Yeah.
I was a staff writer for Lorimar and Warner Chappell back in the days when I actually was on salary and my job was to write hit songs.
Oh.
Okay, and I had to turn in a certain number of songs a year to earn my money. And I also was very good friends with Kevin Cronin. We were playing in bar bands together.
Oh, okay.
He had, and we are friends to this day. He came to my house for our Christmas party.
He
and
lives across the street from my best friend.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
What a sweet guy.
I know. He's so much fun. I went to the bar mitzvahs and stuff. It's
that
fun.
right?
He came in. Go
No,
ahead.
he's a sweet guy. So we were playing in a band together, and I was going through an experience with a girlfriend who I took her to the Lighthouse to a show, and I noticed she was chatting with this guy a lot.
Uh-oh.
See?
And I'm playing my show, and I'm noticing the next thing, you know, she doesn't call me back. So she ends up actually marrying the guy she was chatting. She met her future husband on a gig when she was there as my
Nice.
date. So not the best, not the
It
best.
wasn't Kevin Cronin, was it?
No. It wasn't Kevin, because Kevin was going through a similar experience with his ex-wife.
Oh.
And I wrote the verses to a song that went on to become their last big hit when it was on the hits record. The song is called Here With Me. And I wrote the verses and I took it to Kevin and he said, "Oh man, I know exactly what you're going through." And he goes, "Here with me." And he's like, all of a sudden, the chorus was there.
Oh, nice.
And so I've had some success as a songwriter as well.
Well, I think you should have gotten this voice out there a long time ago. But
thank
I'm
you,
very
Carol.
happy that you actually put this, because I really like these songs. This is good.
Well, you know, the thing is, as a composer, those songs have got to have double meaning to you. I mean, because they're such great material. I mean, it's just crazy, isn't it?
We looked for songs that were, first of all, not the kinds of songs where they're depressing. All of the songs have an uplifting love message. Secondly, we wanted songs that have not been overly recorded. There are some songs on here that we found that Blossom Dearie sang back in the 50s, and as a result, I discovered Blossom Dearie as an artist.
How do you say that?
Plus je t'embrasse.
Ah.
And I'm singing, there's a song on the CD that Blossom Dearie sang back in 1954 or something, and this is a wonderful song from the Stéphane Grappelli, Django Reinhardt era of French jazz. And it's I'm singing in French.
How do you say that again?
Plus je t'embrasse.
Oh.
Plus je t'embrasse. Plus je... Give us a... Plus je
Don't
t'embrasse.
do that.
It really doesn't take a lot, you know.
So you sing in French?
I'm singing in French.
Holy moly.
And it's really fun.
Married, remember? Married.
Oh, no, I can't help it. Is his wife here? I'm sorry.
And this song is interesting because the song itself is over 100 years old.
Really?
It was originally
Wow.
part of the barbershop quartet era, and it was rewritten in French.
Okay.
And it
I can't see it as a barbershop
No,
quartet for some reason.
No, the American, it's Heart of My Heart.
Okay.
Heart of My Heart, bring back that melody, Heart of My Heart.
all
you know.
right.
Yeah.
Nice.
But they wrote a lyric that's like, the more I miss you, the more I want you, the more I need to kiss you, the more I need to hold
okay.
you. It's very French.
Yeah, you'll get a lot better result if you say that to her than me, just so you know. Oh, it was like, just so you know.
True.
Okay, let's change the subject.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what about those Lakers?
Funny, yeah.
That's
Oh, man.
the Clippers. You know, that's a whole other story.
Okay.
Talk about some of the great duets that you've done that people just have loved. I mean, the stuff with Boney is just phenomenal, and you know, I mean, that people just love that stuff. Those are great tunes, huh?
It's really great to work, and my friends, I have some of the most wonderful friends in the world, and they just happen to be some of the most talented people in the world. Boney and I have had a long history of making music together, and we just went on the Smooth Jazz Cruise, and I don't want to turn this into a commercial, but I have to say it's one of the most amazing experiences because we're all there. And Pete, we call each other up on the phone, and hey man, you want to come and play on my show? okay, I'll come and play on your show if you play on my show.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of a
Well,
sudden.
who wants to go on a cruise? I mean,
Right, once
hello.
you're there, it's not like you have something else to do.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, I just scheduled my own lifeboat drill.
No, I had a big shuffleboard tournament I'm in the middle of.
Root canal work I've been putting off.
Exactly. Run through some of the names of the other folks that were there. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Well, Brian Culbertson was there,
Yeah.
Kirk Whalum, Gerald Albright, Jonathan Butler, Selena Albright.
Was Joe Sample?
Joe Sample, David Sanborn, Marcus Miller.
My.
It's
Almost sounds like the
Talk about
KSBR birthday bash.
Just pick a new band every night, huh?
exactly,
Yeah.
and it's just wonderful,
Man, who did you play with Sample? I love.
I did. I played with Joe, and I love Joe.
Yeah.
Joe is, he's one of my heroes.
No doubt.
And
No
I was
doubt.
so blessed. I actually got to play on Stanley Turrentine's last recording. And Joe Sample, the band was Joe Sample, Ray Braun, Harvey Mason on drums,
yeah.
and I stood next to Stanley. And it was just wonderful. And I've been welcomed into that group, and sadly we don't have Stanley or Ray Brown with us anymore.
Right.
But gosh, I wish I could do a Vulcan mind meld with everybody to share some of those wonderful experiences I've had.
No doubt. And you know that's what's so cool about having Max here today. I mean, he's of that same ilk, and the stuff that they did. It's amazing. It's amazing stuff.
And you've been to our KSBR birthday bash.
Yes.
And we've had some of those same artists on our stage.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm
And it's a
just
great
saying.
I know
Don't
she's
give
very
me that
subtle.
face.
She's always closing.
Well,
You know
that's
what I'm
good.
saying?
You need
yeah,
that.
Exactly.
You need it. You need
exactly right.
I'm just saying, and we'd love to have you back.
And I will come. I will come. If I am
Did you hear
not.
that?
There you go. There you go.
Did
Nice.
you hear that? We have it on tape.
We'll get Max there, Beth, behind you.
There you
We'll get
go.
Max behind you.
So, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, where do you want to go? Do you want to do another vocal? Where are you going with this? Any clue?
I was going to ask him one quick question because I know he's going to play.
Go,
And
okay.
then that's it. Do you have an aha moment of when you actually heard yourself on the radio, or actually I've made it as an artist? Because you know you're all struggling and everything. When was that where you actually sat back and went, I'm doing this for a living, this is my love, my passion, I'm getting paid for it, and oh my gosh, it came true?
Well, I think for me, and I don't remember which CD it's on, but I remember when I was struggling and installing ceiling fans for celebrities, selling antique reproduction furniture and making sure that my phone was actually connected
Okay.
because nobody was calling. I remember dreaming about one day I'm going to come over the pass, the 405 pass into the valley, where I've lived most of my life.
Yeah.
Come over that pass while one of my songs is on the radio. And that was my dream as I was installing ceiling fans and doing this and that. And I never forget the day that I came over that hill in the night, and the lights were all, it was a beautiful night. And all of a sudden I was listening to the wave, and a song called Club Harlem that I did with Peter White came on. And I actually slowed down to about 30 miles an hour. And I didn't even hear.
Became a sig alert.
I was. but you don't understand. This is. I've arrived.
Exactly. So did they say your name on the radio?
They sure did. They sure did. And that was like. And you know what? I don't care how many times it happens. It never gets old. It never will get old. And the fact that I continue to have a career as a musician. I mean, every time I do things like this and people actually come to see me play, I go, wow, this is, how blessed am I?
Yeah.
How blessed
What
am
did your dad, the steelworker, think when you were going to take a shot at this?
You know, it was interesting because...
What did they want you to do or be?
Well, he it's typical because I have some brothers one brother in particular is like, when are you going to get a job? When are you going to get a real...
Is he the doctor or the lawyer?
No, he's the teacher, and he was and my dad was really supportive. It was interesting because he didn't make a lot of money. He didn't make a lot of money at all, and the fact that he was one of these guys. My mom was a constant worrier, and darn it, I got that from her, but. But my dad was one of these guys who she'd be like bouncing off the walls, and I'd say, and he's working and smoking, and I go, Dad, I want to play trumpet. I want to.
Yeah.
And again, he goes, it's going to be okay, son. We'll go find you trumpet, you know. And he would find a way to make it work. Always. And then we drove down to Philadelphia to take lessons with from Seymour Rosenfeld in Philadelphia, and he loved those moments because we would drive together, and of course he'd be smoking and eating his pretzels, which he wasn't supposed to be doing anyway. He was overweight and had issues, but this was our time to hang. And so, he got to see me have a little bit of success, but he didn't stick around long enough to see me become an artist. He saw me have success with Rod Stewart and with War. He used to come down. I remember he and my mom were the only two white people in the club.
Nice.
War.
That's my son up there.
Really, which one?
Exactly. Yeah, which one? Exactly. Oh, man. By the way, I know that also on that cruise, Jeff was there, Golub, and I've just real quick, a couple of folks over the last couple of shows, a lot of people have been asking how he's doing, and I understand he's doing. He's doing well.
He's doing well. He's doing well. He has Jeff has always had a great attitude. As you probably know, we've been dear friends, and we were in Rod Stewart's band together, and I produced his first records. And he was at my house when he lost vision in the one eye, and we talked. And what a shock when he lost vision in the other eye 3 months later. But the good news is he has some peripheral vision, and it's enough for him to recognize a location, and if there's enough light in the room, he can orient himself and get around a little bit.
Terrific.
But
did he have that surgery yet?
There is no surgery available.
Oh, okay.
It's the only hope for him right now is as with anybody who has nerve damage, is stem cell research. Stem cells offer the only opportunity for nerves to regenerate themselves, and that's what he's hoping that. And he's got such a great attitude. He goes, I know this isn't a permanent condition. I know they're going to find something.
Yeah.
It's amazing stuff. It's amazing stuff. Well, Rick, this has really, really gone fast. I can't tell you how grateful we all are that you have joined us today. We're going to take another real quick break and come back, and he's going to play another tune for us. Rick Braun here on Breakfast with Gary and Kelly. Welcome back here to Breakfast with Gary and Kelly. Nice. Great new CD called Sings with Strings. Rick Braun has. This has been a very fast morning. It's like they really go fast. But we do have time for another song. If you have it in you, we hope you do.
I do, and it's a short song, but I'd like to tell you a little history behind this song.
Please do.
This is a song that was written by Frank Loesser and Jimmy McHugh, and Frank Loesser wrote all of those great songs. He wrote Guys and Dolls, all the music for Guys and Dolls.
Yeah.
And so he wrote songs like Luck Be a Lady Tonight, I've Never Been in Love Before. He wrote so many great songs, Bushel and a Peck. And this little song, he used to do a song as kind of a joke at parties with his wife. It's a song called Baby It's Cold Outside.
Oh, I love that song.
So he wrote this song as well, and this song was featured in the third highest grossing film of 1940, and it starred it's a Hollywood legend. He's like a household name, Benny Kubelski.
Oh, love him.
The movie's called Buck Benny Rides Again, and it's
Benny Rides Again?
I'm talking about Jack
Benny, of course, exactly.
I have no idea.
Exactly. Nice. All right, Rick Braun here on Breakfast with Gary and Kelly.
Yeah.
All right, this song is called Say It. Say it over and over again, over and over again. Never stop saying your mind. Oh, say it ever and ever so sweet, ever and ever so sweet, just like an old Valentine. When you say I love you, the same old I love you, they whisper in stories and play.
You can change I love you, that same old I love you, to oh, such a heavenly phrase. So say it softly and gently, and then over and over again. Never stop saying you're mine. Oh, say it ever and ever so sweet, ever and ever so sweet, just like an old Valentine. When you say I love you, that same old I love you, they whisper in stories and plays. You can change I love you, that same old I love you, to oh, such a heavenly phrase. So say it softly and gently, and then over and over again. Never stop saying you're mine. Baby, you're mine. You're mine. Never stop saying you're mine.
Rick Braun, everybody. Amazing.
Outstanding.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. You know what I forgot?
What did you forget?
I totally forgot about this, but I have to do it. In our audience, Helen Sussman is here today celebrating her 94th birthday. Yeah! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thanks for spending here with us. Rick, thanks so
Thank
much.
you so much.
This has been terrific. There you go.